Are we live? Oh, we live now.
We're live.
We are now. Yeah.
Oh,
Hello,
okay.
my ninjas. Hello, my ninjas. How y'all doing?
Hello, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Thank you, Squatchaholic, for being here.
I'm doing good, Squatchaholic. I'm hanging in there. I'm feeling kind of funky from my medicine. It's like bleh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that too with mine too. I don't like it.
Well, I don't like the way it's making me feel. I just want to go back to being normal.
Yeah.
You'll get there. You'll get
I don't
there
like
in
the way it's
time.
making me feel. Sorry. That was my
You'll
phone.
get there in time.
Hey, Typical.
Typical watch. What's up, buddy?
Hello.
Hey, Parkway.
Parkway.
Parkway's here too. Jeez, my
Oh
voice.
yeah. Oh yeah.
They're coming out of the woods,
Larry.
huh?
Larry M. How you doing, Larry?
No offense, Larry, but you're killing me, Larry.
What's up, Alan?
Killing me. They're killing me.
All right. So we just gonna chit chat and
Hey, Tom Paul.
Yeah, just
Tom Paul
hang out with
Cajun.
your family, you know me?
You know?
Heh.
You
That's
know?
all we're gonna do.
All we're gonna do is talk about Squatch
That's it. That's it.
all day long.
Hey, not all of it.
Atom
so-
molecule. Hey, that's a good one. What's up,
So
Joe?
we got
Joe, I got a bone to pick with you.
Uh-oh, here he comes.
that's a
I
big,
know,
that's a
Christy,
big
I
bone.
think you ought to postpone that fight for a couple more months to get your energy back up.
I know, but I love Joe. I love the Squatching Cowboy. Joe's a good dude. But
I know. I'm just joking.
he
Let him have it. Let him have it.
He said that he doesn't believe Sasquatch makes structures. He hasn't seen the video of them doing it yet. They do it, sweetheart. That's why I said they got an opposable thumb. He says, "Well, I know. I know you know. I know you know."
Think about it like this. Think about it like this.
So they're hoaxing too.
You know, think about it like this. Does anybody in their right mind have time
To go put structures up in the
to
woods.
sit out in the woods 24/7 in one spot and hope that a Bigfoot would come along and build a structure right in front of them? What are the odds of that? I'd say your odds of getting eaten by a shark and winning the lottery are better.
Yeah, that's
You know
what I
what I
told him. I
picked the lottery.
I even said that on a thing. I said anything that has an opposable thumb. Now, the closest thing that has an opposable thumb is a raccoon or a squirrel, but a squirrel and them not going to do that, you know?
How is a squirrel going to break
Yeah.
10-inch diameter logs?
Yeah, and stick them in the ground upside down.
Very sharply. I mean, normally when we break something, it splinters at an angle from one end to the other due to stress. They break it, it's from real quick, sharp. That's how they get those nice, clean breaks. You know?
I know it's your opinion. I know. Everybody's got their opinions. I love you, though. You know that. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
You know? But again, like the structures I found out camping, those A-frame structures, that center log was probably 25 feet long on each of them, and probably anywhere from 10 to 12 inches in diameter. And it was 12 to 14 feet up on a tree. There's no way I myself can maneuver something that big up to that high.
Is that the one
There's
me and
no
you put
way.
up in the tree?
Yeah, those are the ones I built. Yeah.
He-Man and Spirit did it.
Yeah.
Hulk smash. You know? I mean, there's no way. I mean, during that camp, we were there during the day, and the vibe was just, we were just there. Look at what we found. We're here. Let's document it. We went back there at night, and the whole vibe from the time we walked down onto that flat spot where those things were, it was, we don't belong there. We need to leave. The whole time. And the longer we stayed, the worse that feeling got. And it got to a point to where I had to raise my voice at Dave and say, it is time to go now. You know, because that feeling that something just wasn't right got stronger and stronger and stronger the longer we stayed. You know? So
Yeah.
that's just my personal experience. You know what I mean? And I've said it before, daytime is our time and nighttime is their time. And very rarely do I go out at night. I'm glad I did because I got to experience it. And I'll tell you what, I mean, walking over to the structures at night is no big deal. But when we got down onto that platform, it was just like a wall. I mean, it sounded like we were underwater. The whole feeling, the whole vibe was absolutely different, you know? So I can't wait till summertime because we were going to go camping back in that spot, back in that area. Then not to mention the screenshots that but Max Powers sent me from that trip. Pretty incredible also. So
I moved up here. I'm afraid of heights.
Whoa.
There's a guy on the bottom.
Are we playing Ring Around the Screen?
I don't know. It just shut off. I don't know what happened. I was like, oh, that's done. I'm going to come back and everything be gone. But nope.
We're done.
Oh, man.
How you doing, Max? Glad to see you, buddy. Did you get a hold of Parkway earlier this week? No.
So, okay, you got a question.
What's that? Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Yes. 100%. Absolutely think so. And I think that's where a lot of reports of people feeling fear and dread, you know, in an instant when they see one.
Yep.
You know, I've had that place I don't go anymore up in Fawnskin. My wife was sicker than a dog, laying in the hotel room. And she asked me to go to the car and get something for her. And when I did, I went out there and I heard very clear, heavy bipedal footsteps run up behind me to a point to where a chill went up my spine, or I should say my body went numb. And I felt like I was in danger and I needed to defend myself. I turned around, grabbed my pocket knife, flipped that thing out, and there's nothing there.
Danger.
Nothing there. So, I think there's some theories I have, and I wouldn't put it past you for a second that they're capable of doing some of these things. Also experienced memory loss, which cost me a very expensive game cam. And
I have memory loss on a daily basis.
well, my wife says I'm a freaking elephant. I don't forget anything. Especially
I think my computer kept shutting down because of that stupid camera I borrowed from my uncle. That's why I was doing that, I think.
Yeah. You know, my wife says I'm an elephant. I don't forget anything, especially where I put a very expensive game cam. So, you know, and I had to watch my own videos to figure out what I did. And once I did, I got back there and the whole trail, that whole 50-yard spot of trail I took up was absolutely barricaded with massive logs. And we're not talking 8 to 10 inch logs. No, we're talking 2 or 3 foot diameter logs all the way up. And I started making my way up and got growled at on the right side. A rock thrown at me, and I threw it back. And that is when I learned not to throw rocks back.
Yeah. Yeah. You think?
Yeah. One about the size of a bowl. It was one about the size of the marble that came out and bounced, and I literally watched it come out of the bush and bounce. And went, walked over, picked it up, and said, "You're funny," and threw it back. And one the size of a bowling ball
Came back.
flying out, and I'm going,
Damn.
okay, the arc of it, the distance of it, the weight of the rock that was thrown, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
No way. And I went,
Yeah.
all right, it's cool. You can have it. We're done.
Yeah.
I turned around and I walked out. You know,
That's what the one that threw the log at me. I shined the light in his eyes. He didn't like it. Threw something at me. Well, before that, something. I think one of the babies, ran by, right next to my camp. You can hear him on the camera, choop, 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 and then the big one threw a log off the side of the hill. I was like, going to bed. Going to bed.
Yep. All right.
Cool.
Got it. We're good.
Yeah.
Out. Yeah.
I left the next day.
I mean, it's cool to push the limit a little bit, but you got to know where. Okay.
Yeah.
We're cool. You know.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is they warn you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They'll,
you know, it's not like a buffalo. You know, you don't get warnings. They just get charged and you die.
Yeah. Like the structures at night, that whole feeling, that was the warning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I did get Dave to get to Sasquatch Omega to finally leave, we didn't go out the way we came. It was almost like we were being directed up this valley to the flat spot and then back over to the camp. And Dave stopped in front of me and I ran into him, and he's all, "Shh. We're gonna walk 8 steps and stop." So we walked 8 steps and stopped, and you hear, all right. And he's all, "Did you hear that?" And I'm going, "Yeah." He's all, "We're being escorted out." And I'm all, "I don't doubt it." He's all, "Let's go 16 steps and stop." So we went 16 steps and we can hear, you know.
And the Bigfoots are going, they stop again. They're done.
Right. So we got back to camp, and we're standing there. It's midnight. It's 1 o'clock in the morning by now, and we're standing next to the fire and stuff. And my wife is standing there, and we hear something come flying through the trees. And it's like you hear an acorn or something fall out of the tree. It's just like, oh, something fell out of the tree. This came through with this very long velocity, and you could hear it go through several trees. So it was arced. It was thrown. And then shortly after that, we heard a big branch break in the background, and we didn't see anything because it was directly behind where we were standing, our family's tent that they were sleeping in with the kids. It was directly behind that. So it's like something went back there just so we couldn't see it and broke the branch. But yeah. And then the next morning we walked out, and I noticed that there was a black rock sitting on top of a tree stump. And I asked the kids, I'm all, "Hey, when we were shooting the BB guns and the arrows and stuff yesterday, you remember that rock being there?" They're all, "Rock wasn't there." And then the little boy came out, and I asked, and he's all, "A rock wasn't there. I was standing on that stump watching you guys. It wasn't there." Okay, cool. So, you know, I mean, they'll give you all the warning you need. You just got to know
when to listen. Yeah,
where that line is. You know?
Yeah, I knew that too. When I went out there last time, I felt that too. I didn't listen to it, and I've heard it many times. People talking about it, just the feeling of dread of not going out. And I knew I shouldn't go out, but I didn't listen to it because I wanted to go out, you know. And then we came back the next day because they started breaking branches.
And they see that. Okay, we scared the crap out of him. He had to go home and change his pants. But you know what? He's back.
Wow.
So, you know, let's give him a little credit. You know what I mean? And then, you know, they'll test you. They'll test your, you know. So when that rock came flying out at me inside, I didn't run. Put my hands up and went, hey, I want my camera. I ain't got no weapons. You know, I just want my camera. You know? So I walked out of there. I mean, I was probably 2 miles from the car at that point. So, you know, I mean, plenty of time to take me out where I would never be found. So they didn't, you know.
Yeah.
But I did when I go to that area. I do things differently. A lot of people will walk the top of the ridges. I didn't. I figured that's where they want to be, so I would walk down in the valleys. You know, so I gave them everything I could give them to make them comfortable. I gave them the high ground. You know what I mean? And I could hear them.
You gave them the hillsides, and you got the water.
Right,
and they're like, no, we want the water.
Yeah,
and you get the hillside.
You know, as I'm walking down in the valleys, I could hear him. There was 2 of them either side of me, and it was really interesting because as I'm walking, I can hear the one on my right thump, 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 and then stop a little bit ahead of me. I would catch up, and then I would hear on my left side thump, 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 thump. They were leapfrogging each other, so they were working together, leapfrogging, keeping an eye on me. Pretty interesting. I mean, that was, you know. But then again, the structures I found up in Palm Springs too, those were very strategically placed. You know, so
I
mean, there's a lot of knowledge. There's a lot of brain power going on there. You know, that's for sure.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, for sure. I was going to ask everybody to try to share our podcast because we're trying to get enough subscribers to make 1,000. We're halfway there, but we got many watch time hours, way over 4,000. So we just need help trying to get the our channel out more. We can't hear you if you're. Oh. Okay. So yeah, we need help in that department. I've been sharing it, but I can only do so much. I can only share it on Facebook so many times before people start blocking me for harassment. So if you can just help us out in that department. And then the reason why we're wanting it that bad because we want to get items and put our logos on it and do giveaways for you guys. And it'd be something fun to do. And then
T-shirts, hats, stickers,
flashlights.
Yeah, whatever. we were discussing this before we even started the podcast, kind of giving a long-term goal, and we're not going to be giving away cheesy things. We're going to be giving away stuff you can use out in the field, such as like flashlights and multi-tools and stuff like that.
We can definitely use that. Put my logo on there.
A nice pad of paper with our logo and a pen, so you can write notes down or, whatever. Compasses, stuff you can use.
And we'll have a pen with a flashlight on it.
Right.
Something like that because you'll be out there at night.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But
that way you don't have to put on some big, huge headlamp, to write something down. You just click the button on the pen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'd be cool if we get to do that. Very cool.
Yeah, that would be neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom's cracking jokes in the background. That's why I had it on mute.
I see you like laughing over.
Yeah, calling my sister Mother Hen.
Oh my gosh.
Checking on her.
All right.
What'd you read? What?
Huh?
What'd you
I'm just
read? What
reading
happened?
something.
Where'd you see it?
How you doing, Mid-South?
What's up, Mid-South? Griddy 5 Sci-Fi. I like that one. Griddy.
Ah. I'm trying to read all the comments now.
Right.
Yeah, I don't usually read them, but
Oh, shit.
new commander.
Let's see here.
Does Lady come back in here? Is Lady in here now?
Who,
Lady's
Lady?
not in here now.
Lady in the woods? I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't see her. Oh, shoot. So they passed that. They didn't pass that law up in Oklahoma. You seen they done away with it. That's good.
Good. Thank God. I want to put most wanted posters all over the place.
It was just a way to try and capitalize on revenue. They want tourism.
Yeah, that's all it is.
All it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know? So that's all it was. Just a the money.
Yeah.
You know?
That'd be dumb.
There's
My stomach is full.
There's been claims of people shooting him. There's, people saying that they shot a baby and literally held it in their hands and buried it, but they can't find the body now. So,
Oh, that's that one guy, yeah.
Yeah, that's that one.
And
guy.
all the people that was talking crap. Oh, he's a Bigfoot killer. I just saw him in the video hanging out with the same guy.
Right.
They're hanging out, making videos. Right. I'm like, you freaking hypocrite, man. You're freaking hanging out right now.
But quite honestly, I think you might shoot one. I think you might hit it. I don't think it'll kill it. It'll heal up and continue its life on, and I think that's a lot of reason why they don't like us. Well,
yeah, because we're all shooting.
Several things, I mean, we shoot at what we don't understand or know,
Yeah.
We destroy stuff. I mean, look at what's happening in the rainforests. You know what I mean? They chop it all down and build high-rise buildings or factories and pollute the air and the water. And hey, if I was a Sasquatch, I'd be pissed off about that too. So, humans, Sasquatch adapt to the environment. Humans adapt to the environment to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep, they do. Yeah, just like what Todd Standing said something about that with his intro. Yeah. We modified to our surroundings to fit us.
Right. When they adapt to their surroundings without it changing,
Yeah, so, they change with the environment.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, if you really sit down and think about it, that's the way to go.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we do adapt to the environment. When it snows, we put on a jacket. You know what I mean? We adapt, but we do it as minimal as possible.
That's a much different adaptation.
Yeah, but yeah.
So
yeah.
What's up, Painless? How you doing, buddy?
That's Oscar for you.
Oh, has he got a toy?
No, we're at John's apartment, and the people upstairs, they walk. Oscar gets mad. Nobody should move up there. I went up there many times. I said, can you guys stop walking around? No, I'm just joking. I didn't do that.
Painless says, has anyone watched the video by We Do It Outdoors of what is described as the Ohio Grassman? If so, what do you think? Real? Well, funny you say that. I actually recently did see those. And I definitely think what they're saying is real. Absolutely. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Painless, but We Do It Outdoors is originally a landscaping business. And they document the landscaping they do. And one of them had an experience, and one of them saw something which triggered this whole I'm going to go find it for myself thing, But I honestly think those guys are absolutely credible. And yeah, they're hot on the heels of Grassman, for sure. What they got on video is real. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's real. I think so too.
Yeah, I'd like to.
I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that.
I'd like to get a hold of this guy.
I'm drinking coffee.
We'll stick with that.
I'd like to get a hold of that guy and see if he'd come on the show.
I was watching something. I was watching something on one of the shows. I don't remember which one it was, but this guy had a 2 videos of a Sasquatch walking and one climbing up the tree. We on something?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is he talking about the guy? Was he on our podcast before you came on here?
I don't know. He probably was.
I don't know.
I think you're talking about the guy. He's around by you somewhere, right? What was the name of that? He had one in the bushes and it was snapping his teeth at him. You can see it. And then another one.
They had another one climbing up the tree, and they had a female. It said the female was walking, like it was walking.
Oh.
And you could see it walking. She was pregnant.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I haven't seen or heard of that either.
I feel like I'm behind now. Who?
Well, that'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you see Eyeshine when you were there? I tell you what, the Eyeshine is the creepiest.
Yeah, that's weird.
I've seen Eyeshine several times.
Mm-hmm.
My very first experience was in Idaho, and it's a 2-story house, but half of the bottom floor is sunk in the ground because of the grade. So they sunk the back half into the ground, and I would sit underneath the deck. The deck was just tall enough to walk around underneath and stuff, and it had this lattice work around it. And I would sit under the deck and scan around and with my flashlight before I got the thermal. Now I wouldn't even use a flashlight. But I got right to the edge of the barn, and right between 2 trees was literally, it looked like 2 light bulbs. They were bright like light bulbs, but they didn't emit light to the surrounding area like a light bulb. And I was, what the heck? I mean, I'd sat there and done this for 2 hours already. There's nothing there. Now I got these 2 light bulbs 8 feet up in between 2 trees. And I sat there and I'm looking at it and I go, oh, wait, night vision. Because my father-in-law had given me night vision. So I put that up, and that's when I could see the outline of its shoulders sticking out from each side of the tree. And I sat there and looked at it for probably a minute and a half. And all of a sudden, this overwhelming feeling came over me and says, I need to let this thing go because something bad is about to happen. And I turned the flashlight off without turning the night vision off. And that thing, I tell you what, it went to its left up the game trail so fast it was just a black streak.
Yeah. Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, we've gone up there a different time. And as soon as we pulled up, I think this is probably the third time we'd gone up there. As soon as we pulled up, we'll just park out back because our room is right inside the back door. So I was going to unload from where we parked in the back through the door. Got my wife and the dogs inside because they were hungry. The dogs were hungry and they needed their medicine and stuff like that. And went outside, started unloading the car, and it just overwhelming feeling of just being watched. And it wasn't just from one direction. It was from all around me. And I just walked up to the front of the car, went, hey, I'm not doing this right now. I just spent 12 hours in a car getting here. 9 o'clock at night, I'm going to drive around to the front, unload through the garage. And as soon as I pulled around up front to the garage, that whole feeling went away.
They probably just left.
Well, I don't know. I think they hang out there pretty much year round.
Well, I mean, that's why you didn't feel it no more. Because they just walked away and,
did you get the picture I sent you?
The one of the Bigfoot standing there?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was Idaho.
Yeah.
That was in my father-in-law's backyard.
Yeah, that's the one you were talking about.
Yep.
Before.
That was in my father-in-law's backyard. He's all, every time I see him, he's like, hey, did you find Bigfoot yet? Well, oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I showed him a picture of Big Feller. He's like,
where's that at?
Well,
right here. Right here, Dad.
Isn't he a handsome feller? And I'm all, how funny. That's what I started calling him, handsome feller, in the beginning. Handsome feller, because it was just a spitting image of what I would expect one to look like. And then Lindsay, my subscriber, sent me that picture from a video on my other channel and a timestamp, and I went into that video on YouTube to that timestamp. There he is, right there, watching me. And I sent that screenshot to my father-in-law. I'm going, do you see him? Sent me back, that's a big son of a bitch.
Damn.
And I said, that's your backyard. And he's all, I guess I'll have to pay more attention then when I'm outside.
Or move the tree line back. Real far back.
Here's the thing about his property. He's considered a tree farm.
Yeah.
So the more trees he grows and the more thinning out he can do, the better off, dude. So
yeah. Huh. That's funny. He's like, where's that at?
I mean, it goes right along with the tapping on the window, 4 a.m, hand streak on the window, the greasy, hairy marks on the door window. That was where I learned that game cams don't work. I could hear one on this house sits in a little valley, and he's got like these 50-foot high hills, on each side. And I could hear something running back and forth on the left side. Next day, I went and put a game camera out and put some apples up on this tree that was cut. Next night, all that noise is over on the other hillside.
And load the camera.
And put them on that side. Next night, they're back over there.
Just put the apples on that side, and then put the camera on that side, facing the apples.
Right. But I mean, I've got hundreds of pictures of deer staring right at the camera.
Yeah, you can't compare regular animals to Bigfoot, though. Like all the other researchers.
Scientists. I know the camera works.
Yeah, it works.
So, they're smart. They're smart. They're funny.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, gonna go smoke? What? What's all this sign language?
Thumbs.
You want to play thumb war?
Thumbs. Takes thumbs. It's definitely an interesting ride.
Christy.
There you go.
Like that, huh?
I feel like we're like playing, what is the blocks? Here's the story. A lovely lady.
Yeah.
Brady Bunch.
The Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch.
And then bam.
Oh.
Wait.
Yeah.
Why do I have to be the one that's in there? That's messed up.
I didn't do that. You did that.
I know, but I want to pick something else. But
I feel left out. I don't have none of those controls.
Yeah, we got this. Is the she's got the control. Like you.
Right.
Shit.
But yeah, I mean,
was everybody ready for this winter blast from Canada? I know they're saying that
from Canada.
I think it is. I think it's the Canadian air. I think this is gonna be the last spell of the cold season. Hopefully this shit will go away.
Get.
Yeah.
It hasn't been that cold here.
Oh man, I'll tell you how cold it is here. Hold on. It is 42 degrees here.
What?
It's gotten down to that early in the mornings, but quickly after that, it's back up to the high 50s. You know, I mean,
I don't even know what it is, ours. What's all that noise? Good night.
That ain't me. That's why.
No, the neighbors sound like they're gonna come to the roof. That's probably ostrich just sitting there.
Sasquatch walking on top of you.
Man, that sounds like they got like metal weights on there and slamming on the floor, going all the way down and coming back up. Like, dang.
That's why I hate apartment complexes. I lived in one in Texas, and I have to tell you the stories about that. That was a nightmare. Oh.
We got an hour.
No, I'm not going to tell them stories on live. No way. Not what you can hear that's upstairs. No way.
Ah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean,
let's just put it this way. I could hear the guy upstairs farting, okay, in the bathroom.
Good night. Man,
yeah.
The heck? You're like, that was a good one. Yelling at the floor. That was a good one.
No, I was brushing my teeth and I heard. And I hear him go, oh. I'm like, okay. And every time I do, we walk outside, I'd have to sit there, bust it up, and laugh. No way.
Then you're like, oh.
What's
up, Mogs?
Mogi monster.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He is one that needs to get out there and go start stomping around that rim of his.
Rim? You mean, well, who?
Mogi on rim.
Moogs.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Moogs.
Yeah, I want to go out there too. I'm gonna go out there.
I know Brandon Bronzini Bigfoot, he did a kind of like a little West Coast tour a while back, and on his way home he stopped by the Mogi on rim, met up with someone, I forget who it was. They found they found structures, dude. They found stuff.
Yeah, there's it's active right there, right at the tree lines, you know, like you know, where it divides the lower toward the high desert and the low desert.
Right.
You know?
Right there at the middle.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Are they still trying to search for Bigfoot over there? Dad? Are they still trying to search for Bigfoot? Yeah. Have they found anything yet? No.
Hell no.
Bigfoot, no expedition.
Yep.
And then the other show would be Not Finding Bigfoot.
Yeah. Right. The sequel.
Yeah.
I was watching on Tubi, the TUBI, with the free Sasquatch movies. And I started watching one called hold on, let me go and see what it is. I can't remember. But it was starting off to be a good one. But y'all don't watch that movie Hoax. That was a stupid movie.
No, that's a horrible
That was
one.
stupid. Yes, that was the most stupidest movie I've ever seen. Hold on, I'll tell you what it is.
Cat food.
Would you stop moving back and forth? You're making me nervous.
Well, I'm sorry, Christy, but you got
Chasing Bigfoot.
Oh yeah.
Chasing Bigfoot.
Right.
This one right here. That's a good one by Small Town Monsters. That was a good one.
Yeah.
And hold on. I was watching Claude, but that was a goofy looking Sasquatch. It looked like he was mummified, you know.
Yeah. I would have to say, well, Harry and the Hendersons is going to be my number one all-time favorite, without a doubt. Harry and the Hendersons, number one all day long. Number two is going to have to be Exist.
Exist.
That was a good one.
I will never forget the last 15 minutes of that movie. That was when that was when it just, I mean, came together, and you start thinking, wow, something like that could actually happen, you know? So.
What'd you say, Christy?
I heard something tapping.
That was me.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I've got a small playlist, and I've got quite a few movies on there. Most of them are happy, family-oriented movies, you know, that project Bigfoot in a better light than the vast majority of a lot of these movies and stuff. And it's like you go on YouTube and you type in Bigfoot movie, and all you get is horror film.
Yeah, a lot of
one after the other. It's like, okay, not the message I want to portray. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of my, with the exception of Exists, they're all pretty family oriented. They're happy. They're funny. They're stupid. They're, you know.
Yeah, that's the stupid one right there. Hope. Don't ever watch that one. That's stupid.
Yeah. But
okay.
You know, that except with the, like I said, with the exception of the one called Exists, I mean,
yeah, that Bigfoot was cool looking at the end. He was going like that. I was like,
oh
whoa.
man, and when he was on the bridge,
yeah, and he was like, and he was looking.
That was where it all came together, and you start thinking that could actually happen completely by accident, not knowing. I mean, I don't want to give the movie away. People need to go watch it. It's absolutely incredible. But that could actually happen. You didn't even know what was going on. But it was the last 15 minutes where he did what he did, he said what he said, and that thing, okay, he got it. He understands now. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That guy howled out. He's like, stop. You know, he's like, it was an accident. But he knew that guy knew about Sasquatch. The other ones
his uncle.
I've seen that one. It's the one the guy had a gun, right? He killed a baby. No, he ran over or something like that. Killed a small one, right? Is that what you're talking about?
The baby.
Yeah. I think I've seen that a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a male. I thought it was a mama, but like they showed a cat. Yeah, I thought so too, but it was the daddy.
But from the aggression and everything and the relentlessness of it,
Yeah. Yeah.
it definitely seemed like a mother's thing to do, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought
Yeah.
so too. And stuff, but I like the part where he's riding the bike and they pan over and you see the thing just blazing through the trees. And then they go back to him on the bike, and then they go back to the Sasquatch running. It's a little closer, and they're just getting closer and closer and closer. Oh man, I could just picture that happening.
I wouldn't want to be in his predicament, though. I wouldn't want to kill a baby at all.
The whole theory of them paralleling people and
They do that.
intercepting them and stuff, you know, not head on. You know, they come in from the side, almost blindsided.
Yeah, they parallel you and they walk with you.
Oh man, but the way that thing was charging through the trees.
Oh yeah.
Running, oh man, the cinematography was excellent. The costuming was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I liked its face. I liked its face. Like at the end, when it opened up its mouth, it had drool dripping down. And the way it was looking, the eyes moved. You know.
Whoever played that Bigfoot.
No, they said that was real. They said that was real.
No, that wasn't real. Dude.
Whoever played that Bigfoot, 2 thumbs up. Absolutely, absolutely. Whoever designed the costume and did the makeup.
I got a picture. Yeah, thumbs up to that person who made that. That's like one of the best costumes around.
They had a budget and they pulled money out of their own pockets to make it. 2 thumbs up. Let me tell you. I mean, that was.
Yeah, they probably went low budget everywhere else, but the quality of the Bigfoot.
I tried to stay away from those horror Bigfoot movies.
That's creepy looking right there.
In this one, I was just glued to the screen the entire time. Yeah. Incredible.
I want his comb because he parts it perfectly right down the middle.
I'm telling you.
Whoever did the costuming and the makeup,
yeah, that was pretty
they're
good.
either into the subject, they've had an experience or something, or because they did their research, what are people seeing? And several people have claimed to see it parted right down the middle, just hanging down both sides. You know?
Yep. Yeah.
And it looked kind of like other reports, you know, it looked cross between a caveman and a gorilla. That's what you have there. You know, so they did their research before they did any of that costuming and makeup. They knew how to make that. They knew the movements. They knew the attitude, the aggression. Then they knew the ending, which tells me they had a lot of information, and from all that information, that's why I'm thinking there was someone on that team had an experience.
They had to.
Very interesting topic. You know, absolutely incredible movie. I definitely recommend it.
And same with Underworld. Same thing with Underworld, because whoever to develop that image of the dogman, it looks just like the dogman we have today. I mean, from all the reports. So that person that put it in that movie, they saw something. Whoever came up with that.
You know what? Speaking of the DM, Christy might find this interesting. Someone did a lot of research. I forget who it was, but one person did a lot of research into the DM and traced it back to a date and a location. And that date was late 1800s, Louisiana.
Oh, Christy.
And then he traced it back further to where it came from before it hit Louisiana, and that was France. That was France. Dogman is very feared in France.
Yeah, they do the same thing, but we do with Bigfoot. They have
and his theory is
statues and everything.
who was a dog man, came over during that time, which a lot of French people were coming over at that time, in New York and Louisiana and stuff. And that's when the report started. And it slowly started. He traced it by dates, years. And it went from Louisiana straight up into Michigan. And then slowly it's been coming over to the West Coast. And at the same time, it's been slowly coming down the East Coast into Florida. Really interesting. Really interesting.
Yeah, they're definitely in Michigan and Kentucky too.
You can have those. I don't want them. I like the Sasquatch.
They came from your state, Christy. We don't want them. You can have.
I don't want them. I want the Sasquatch. So
I'm
happy with that.
Yeah, he's alive, man.
Yeah.
But it was really cool that someone actually spent the time to research the history books and to go into local archives and do all that and actually be able to trace it back to where it originated in the United States and then trace it back to where it came from, which would be France.
Yeah.
And Louisiana is very French influenced.
They called it when it first got here, they called it the Loup-garou, and then somehow it mixed up in it. They called it the Rougarou.
All right.
Rougarou.
Yeah.
I don't.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not into that. You can have that. Sasquatch.
He had a timeline and stuff. Louisiana, like late 1800s, 1880 or something. And then after that's when reports started coming in Louisiana and being documented in like newspapers. And then shortly after that, it was a little further up and then a little further up. And then by the early 1900s, it was in Michigan. Well, we all know about land between, land between two lakes, LBL, and those stories. And then slowly, so at this point, it's in Michigan between these years, and then it goes over to here, and here during these years, and here and here. It was a complete pattern that he uncovered. Now we have people like,
Yeah.
Well, everybody has their own knack for what cryptid they like. Mine is the Bigfoot, so
right.
Yeah.
But now we have reports from Cryptid 559 and his cousin.
Yeah, he's Riverside.
Jesus,
have at it. Y'all can go look for the other cryptids. I'm not.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to find mine either, but I did.
Yeah. Yeah, but you have a choice to research it. You want to go back there and research it? I wouldn't.
No, I don't do it. No, I'm only there for only there for the Bigfoot.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Not Bigfoot.
For sure.
Yeah.
I hear a cricket. Crick. We don't want to piss Christy off, but she's on meds right now. We're like, okay, Sasquatch. She's like, I'll tear you up.
Bigfoot, Michigan. Rob says I investigate the Ruger Rob.
The Ruger Rob.
Tuba Robbera.
But I do know in Louisiana, especially the swamps, that Rougarou is taken very seriously, especially with the locals and the natives.
Yeah, the Cajun people. That's one of their glorified stories that they'll tell you about. Especially when they live on a swamp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Chef? I'm not Cajun, so.
I eat Cajun, but I won't. I'm not Cajun.
There was actually a TV show on for I think a couple seasons. I forget what it was called.
Swamp people?
No, it was actually about.
It was about the. Yeah, I remember seeing it. That was stupid.
A Louisiana Cryptid Foundation and stuff. And
stupid.
Right.
That was
But
the History Channel, right?
yeah, I think so. Something like that.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. It was Monster Quest. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
you're right. You're right about that, Alan. We should take all the cryptids seriously. There, yeah,
That's right. That's right. Take it all seriously. You know what I mean?
yeah. But
Until you're proven wrong,
yeah.
you know.
That's why I don't.
Yep.
That's why I don't speak of the other two. I don't say the. You know, when you say the one, the Gugway. I don't say. I don't say the right way. Gugway and Wendigo.
The overgrown fat trolls.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. You know. Well, don't go under any bridges. You be all right.
Unless you have money to give them, huh?
Right. Right.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of these cryptids I never even heard of before, and I don't
Yeah.
even go research them. You know.
Well.
Yeah. They got what is it? The rake. They got the
Well, that's another scary one too, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people have seen and documented that thing.
Mm-mm.
You
can
imagine
have
waking
that.
up and looking at that, crouching down next to you.
No, that's all right. No.
I'm cool. I'm good.
I'll be happy with Sasquatch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sasquatch.
So, yeah, it's
Yeah, face eater. You're right.
there's a
Bigfoot
lot
was
more
eating
to this world and this reality than what people think.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
People, scientists talk about dimensions and stuff like that, and they're finally recently coming out and saying, well, all the dimensions share the same space.
Oh, do
It's
that.
just the
Yeah, no
dimensions
kidding.
that are separated. You know what I mean? They're all here on Earth, but we only see the one that we belong in. You know? So,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I heard about that Slender Man. I'm not into that either.
That whole thing, it was all started by a movie.
Pasta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A movie
South Jersey Sasquatch says the rake started as creepypasta both with Slenderman. Now people claim we have sightings of both.
you know.
I don't know. Like I said, y'all can have that. I'll stick with the Sasquatch.
Bring on Slender Man, dude. I'll kick him in the kneecaps and bring him down to my level.
Ugh.
You know.
Oh,
So let me know how it went.
They can detect up to 12 dimensions. They probably possibly have more than that.
That's right. Yep.
Yep, the rake is just skinwalkers, shapeshifters. That's right.
I guess in short, the idea is don't discount it. There's a lot more to this world and this reality than what people see with their own eyes.
Yeah.
And just know that you're sharing your space with many different things.
Many different things.
There's a reason why you don't see them, because they adapt to a different time, and they gotten used to that, just like Bigfoots. They weren't nocturnal all the time, I don't think, until we were involved. Then they adjusted to being at night mostly because of us. You know. Now we're all outside at nighttime.
Well, man, I guess I wish we could agree with you, but sorry, but we're not crazy. We have our eyes.
If you've never seen one, don't call us crazy.
Yeah. We've got our eyes open. We've got our brains open.
I worked very hard to be crazy. You guys are discrediting my craziness. I worked very hard on this.
Sorry.
You don't like it, get out of here.
I got a certificate on the wall over there saying I am not just joking.
Absolutely certifiable, huh?
Yeah.
Certified. So.
Exactly. Anybody got any questions?
I'm not crazy. The voices in my head are crazy.
I know. I fight with myself, and I always win.
You know? No, I mean, I ask question and myself answers.
Really?
Well.
You know? So.
I always ask myself questions, and I never get a straight answer.
Everybody's like, not crazy.
You know? But, hey, Matt, if you think we're crazy, that's all good. We're not the only ones. We're not the only ones. Tell that to all the tens of other thousands of people that
Exactly,
or have seen it or have documented it on video, found footprints, found hair.
Hey, Moog said that he's freaking nuts.
We know insane. That. Yes.
I'm insane of the membrane.
Is freaking nuts, but he's freaking nuts in a good way.
Yep.
There's a big difference. So,
he's awesome.
You know? Yeah, absolutely cool guy. So.
Yes, he is. He's definitely good people.
I've always been crazy, but it's helped me from going insane.
That's right.
Right.
It's keeping you grounded.
Alan, these nuts.
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Oops. Dropping money on the ground here.
Woo!
It's mine. It's mine.
You beat me to it. I was just gonna say that.
You know what's funny is these people get up there and say you crazy, blah blah blah. You know what? Until you have observed it or smelt it or seen it, you don't have nothing to say about it. Exactly. Or felt it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go out there and go find some water and go in the woods and stay there, and then you'll see.
Go discover
There's something come to you.
Yeah, that's right. You don't need to go look for them. All you got to do is think about them. They'll come find you.
Just be there, and they'll come get you at nighttime.
Yeah,
stay there at night.
Yeah, especially if they don't like you, you figure it out real quick. You hear something coming crashing through those woods, and your ass will be running like the cannonball. Take off.
I definitely recommend everybody to go out and discover them for themselves.
Yeah.
Safely. You don't need to go way out in the woods. You don't need to go getting lost. You don't need to go getting hurt.
No. Okay. They're right off the road. If there's water there and you're covered and do it at dark,
I guarantee you, between 100 and 200 yards from the road, you're going to find something. All you need to do is just parallel the road.
Mine is like 2 feet. Get out the car, go toward the bridge, and that's it. You're there.
You know what's crazy and stuff? It's like before I even went out into the field, I mean, I did a lot of theoretical research. I listened to the stories. I watched all the videos and stuff. So I had a good idea of what to look for, what to listen for, and stuff like that. My wife, however, I mean, I didn't tell her I was into the topic for a long time. And then she just sort of found out, and she used to think I was crazy. And now...
now she thinks you're really crazy.
She found, I mean, a dookie that would fit on a dinner plate.
That's,
you know what I mean?
That's big.
Very human-like, you know what I mean? She's like, what would make something that big? That ain't a dog. That ain't a bear. That ain't a human. A human
cow.
Sit for a month after that, you know? You know, I mean, she's finding stuff, and when we, you know, she can get out and with me a little bit in Idaho in the backyard, and she'll point stuff out to me that I missed. And she's all, you know, and I told her, well, once you learn what to look for, it stands out like a neon sign. And she's like, "That you're right. It does. It stands out like crazy. That's not normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so."
He's so cow. Wait, hold on. Let me get something. Hold on. You just made me think about something. Hold on. Hold on.
He has an Oscar. I like him already. I like him. Anybody adds Oscar, I like him. How Oscar? He's like Oscar sleeping.
Asking for a quarter. I wonder what he needed that quarter for.
Hi.
How did you get? What do you have?
What is that?
Court.
No.
The heck is that?
The rock?
Oh.
The rock? Not funny. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, does Sasquatch need that quarter to go to the bathroom in the back to put in the comment? You get a
I don't know.
out, you know? Was he just asking everyone to get a, get himself a 40 of old English,
I did.
That's old English.
maybe it was Cobra.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
What are you doing? So, are you trying to read something? He's like, "This. What the hell is that?"
Yeah, the way the light is and stuff. If I try and read it straight on, it's just a big glare. So I gotta kind of. Right there.
That's funny.
It's either up or down.
Yeah.
I think most people, when they have a sighting of a Sasquatch, the first question would be to them is, have I seen it? What am I looking at? Their brain is trying to process it, right?
There's probably a lot of stuff going through your brain. I know it went through mine when I'm sitting there staring at this eye shine. And then I put the night vision up and I could see the shoulders coming out each side of those trees that were V'd out. And I'm going, I saw the eye shine and I'm going, the heck is that? And we're talking maybe 60 yards from me, 70 yards from me, bright eye shine. And I'm going, the heck is that? So I'm sitting there staring at it. And then it blinks and I pick up the freaking night vision and that's when I see the outline and I'm going, you gotta be freaking kidding me. You gotta be freaking kidding me. And then that's when the feeling starts coming over you. I gotta let this thing go. Something bad's about to happen. You know what I mean? And at that distance, from what I saw when I turned that flashlight off and it took off, it could have covered that gap like that and been no problem.
I'd be asking for go gadget legs, boy. Get the heck out of here. Run.
Yeah, but that's the first thing you don't want to do is run. You want to back away. You don't want to put your back. You don't want to put your back towards them. You want to make sure that you face them and back out. Slowly.
Like a mountain lion, you walk out backwards. Yep. Walk out backwards.
That's the worst thing to run.
In Idaho and stuff, several times after that, I'd be out cleaning up, stuff that they had knocked down or whatever. You know what I mean? There's a driveway that kind of loops around, and there's a center section that's bordered by 2 roads and the driveway, so it's like a little island. I had cleaned that completely up. Not one thing down, all cleaned up. I mean, I had a slash pile that was 25 feet tall. The thing burned for a fucking week. You know what I mean? It was that big. You know, I mean, it was so much heat coming off of it. Me and my brother-in-law, we had to stand 30 feet back. It was burning us. You know, and but anyway, the whole area was cleared. Come back the next year, and there's stuff knocked down, but it's knocked down in a perfect line. You know what I mean? And I asked my father-in-law, I'm going, did you let someone go out there and, knock down a bunch of trees or something? Did you knock down a bunch of trees? Is all. I haven't touched it. The only person that's touched that spot is you last year. He cleaned it up.
Cool. That's crazy.
I'm doing okay, typical. I'm just feeling funky, My medicine is messing with me.
Is that you, Christy? Acorns? Did they throw acorns at you?
No, I've had 2 incidences where I had a pebble thrown like on the side of me when I was out with Patrick and Scott. And when I was in Arkansas, I had one throw a rock at me and the landowner's wife while we was looking for arrowheads. So when it threw the rock at us, I picked up the rock and I looked back and I said, "Hi," I said, "I found a rock. I'm throwing it back at you." And I threw it back because somebody said that's juveniles doing that, And it threw the rock. It threw the rock again at us, and I picked up the rock and I threw it. And the landowner's wife was like, "Oh, freaking out and all," so we had to leave.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think it's always a juvenile doing it.
Well, I mean, the first one was a little bitty pebble, so I guess it was trying to get my attention. But I mean, I was looking all over the place and I couldn't see anything. And you see me on the video, I tell Scott, I asked Patrick, I said, "Patrick, are you throwing rocks at me?" And he was like way on the other side, and Scott was like right behind me. So, where it came from, it was weird.
No.
Usually it is.
Mm-hmm. I tell you what, they got a good aim with their hands because the rocks didn't hit me. Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they wanted it to hit you, they would have hit you.
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely would have hit you.
Oh, what's up, Sawdust Beast? What's up, Mark?
Yeah. Are they going live tonight? No. I don't know. Yeah, I gotta go look. I was thinking they go on tonight.
See, I've never had him throw big boulders or anything at me, which is good,
No, Lewis had a log tossed at him. I had a big bowling ball size rock tossed at me.
At least it wasn't a dead body or something.
What's up, Barb?
They're all
Barb boots on the ground with barbs.
Barb is here. Yay. Now the party can start.
Yeah, after an hour.
I mean...
What's up, Barb? How you doing, sweetheart?
Until people
Babs
have their own experience or their own sighting, I mean, I respect your opinion, and I agree to disagree. So, and I've heard too many growls. I've seen too much eye shine. I've seen too many structures. I've had too many of my own experiences to say things.
They don't exist. No, they don't exist. No. We all a bunch of loons here.
My dog farted.
Yeah, right.
Your dog farted. That's nasty.
Yeah.
And you're smelling it. Gross. Beef jerky.
I'm blowing. Yeah.
I thought you were smelling it.
Out. No, I'm blowing air at it. I'm trying to get away from me. Like burnt beef jerky or something. Thanks a lot, Oscar.
Too much
He's like, what are you
information.
doing?
What are you
TMI.
feeding that dog?
Oscar's like, what the hell?
What are you feeding that dog?
It's almost like saying I don't believe in snow leopards because I've never seen one. But you see them on TV, you hear people talking about it. But that would be stupid to even say that. You know, for me to say that it's not real.
That's right.
I've never seen one. In my, right in front of me, I've never seen it. So it's just like Bigfoot. You know,
there's researchers out there that have gotten them on game cam several times.
That's on Bigfoots and snow leopards. So
yeah, you know what it is. They say is over 1,000 new species every year being discovered around the world.
Yeah,
you know,
and I think it was six more apes that have been discovered just recently.
There's way too much. There's way too many people that seen them. There's way too many people that have seen, actually encountered one. So how you gonna discrepant? What is that word?
You get people from across the entire United States, from across the entire Canada. That's a lot of land. I'm sorry. We can't all be crazy.
Yeah. And one of these certain apes, they found only on one island. And nobody's ever been to that island. So that's why they've never seen them before. And they went to that island one time and there was monkeys there. They're like, what in the world?
There's one's called
they hide.
Bonobo or something like that.
Yeah.
Bonobo, and they stand about 6 feet tall, and they pretty much are bipedal most of the time. You know?
Oh, you're talking about the billy ape? The billy ape is like 300 pounds. Still 300 pounds, yeah. And they climb trees.
Yeah. But they stay there mostly bipedal most of the time, too. You know?
That's in the jungles, though. That's not just like on an island. It's weird how they got to the island.
Yeah.
And they don't usually swim. You know, mostly like the spider monkeys, I think they can swim, but I don't know. That's how they got there.
Yeah, most of the monkey and gorilla species stay away from water. So
yeah, they fear it.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, there's too many witnesses that have visual on these things,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that fish, the coelacanth. That was supposed to be extinct over 123 million years ago. It's supposed to have died out.
That fish
all over the place now. Especially off the coast of Africa.
We're by Camp Pendleton Air Base, so they're like flying helicopters there.
I mean, anything's possible. If they supposedly do have the intelligence that people say they have, and I say I'm one of those people that say they're extremely intelligent and smart and know how to survive better than humans do. Yeah. Why can't they, go undiscovered? I mean, I don't think that they're undiscovered. I think our government knows a lot more than what they're leading on. I think they might actually have maybe a couple in captivity, but again, it comes down to the money.
Yeah.
Coming out and saying, yes, they exist. Yes, they live in the woods. Yes, they live in forests. You're going to have a big...
Yeah, but they don't want to come out with that because we discussed this before. They would scare people out of the woods. There wouldn't be no more camping. There wouldn't be no more outdoor activities. People would be too scared to go out in the woods.
You're going to have all these protesters going out there banning the logging companies. The logging company is going to get screwed. That's a multi-trillion-dollar industry a year. Trillion a year is logging. That is now stopped. Okay. And then again, you're going to have probably a rise in firearms and ammo. You're going to have every nut job that can hold a gun legally out in the woods shooting at anything that moves. And then again, the people who don't hunt and do that kind of stuff are the ones that go out and go camping and boating and jet skiing and all that. all that's going to drop. All those sales are going to drop, you know?
Oh, hell yeah.
You know, not only are the sales going to drop, government doesn't get the tax revenue from it, you know? And millions and trillions of dollars a year lost, you know? So I get it. I don't think it's right, you know? And I think
We'll have to go back to stone chairs and stone tables.
I think Roosevelt was onto something when he designated all of the national parks and forestry areas, for sure. And we all know that he has had his own experiences. He was an avid hunter. He's had his own experience, and he's you know, got his own stories to tell. And I think that's the reasoning behind all of the national parks and forests and stuff like that, you know?
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Sorry, trying to get comfortable here.
You're just getting comfortable?
No, I'm trying to get comfortable.
No,
I like
so different behind you.
I know. Yeah, I'm at my mom's house. I told you that.
Mm-hmm.
They finally came home today, so I know they're happy to be home.
I've been at John's for a week because they're doing floors at my house.
That's what you said.
Yeah, I don't know if I said, but I've been cooking and everything. I'm like wore out, and I have to sleep on the couch. Oscar's laying right between my legs, so I'm like, my legs are spread out, spread eagle, so that he can be comfortable. I'm getting up, I'm like an old man. I'm like, I can't get out of bed. Oh my god.
The things we do for our dogs.
Like, yeah, so I'm broken right now. My whole body aches. Man, it's crazy.
I know, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Man.
That is for sure. It ain't easy.
You know what I like? I like when people
and
come
he's
on.
Sleeping right now. Like he didn't get enough sleep.
Oh, he didn't get enough sleep, the dog?
Yeah, right. Slept all night. Really good.
Yeah, Lewis was the one not sleeping.
So his dog is spoiled. Yeah, I wasn't sleeping. Oh.
Yeah, I think all of our dogs are spoiled rotten. You know?
Yeah. Christy's evil eye on somebody.
No, I'm listening to the Bigfoot.
See that line on her forehead? That's when she starts getting mad.
You know, Tom Paul made a good
She's
comment on here.
out.
Tom Paul's comment's pretty good. The reason they won't fess up is because they would have to explain what they really are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's several reasons they won't fess up. For one, they're going to have to tell everyone that they've been lying to us this entire time and withholding information from the people.
Mm-hmm.
That is probably the worst. Two is they would have to explain after they said, yeah, they're real, what they are. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, yeah, there's a multitude of reasons why they don't come out with it. You know, then the money and the taxes and stuff from all the sales, from all the recreational stuff and the logging and, you know, I mean, you think about it. A log company goes out, they cut down a tract of logs. Mm-hmm. Okay? The company that was hired to cut those logs down and ship them to the mill gets paid. Along with that payment comes the taxes. Then that mill processes those logs and turns them into
paper, wood
or lumber. And then they sell that stuff to Home Depot, Lowe's, paper companies, whatever. It gets taxed. And then the consumer goes into a place like that and buys a bunch of that lumber or paper or whatever, and it gets taxed again. So you're talking they're making taxes on 3 separate sales every log. every log. Now imagine how fast that adds up.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, I mean, they're paying taxes. The loggers are paying taxes on the fuel for the equipment and for the trucks. They're paying taxes on the employees to run that equipment in the trucks. You know, they're paying taxes on the employees, you know, to run that mill. They're paying taxes. I mean, there's so much taxes involved in every single log. It's not even funny, you know? And some of you, I do understand that some of you are lucky enough to live in a tax-free state, but that's only state taxes. That's not federal, you know? So,
Yep, that's true. For every dollar, they can make $100 of it. Yep.
that's right, in taxes, you know?
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? But I think when it comes down to it, the money is the main reason. The revenue.
Yeah, it's the money. That's a big part of their money.
Yeah, you know.
Yep. I'm surprised they don't tax the air we breathe yet.
Don't give
That's
them
coming.
Don't give them any ideas.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, you know, they tried to tax us on the air we put in our car tires.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, I mean, the government stepped in and said you can't charge for air because we breathe it for free. You know what I mean? So, a lot of times and stuff, you'll go up to an air compressor at a gas station and it'll say 50 cents. Well, 50 cents is a donation. If you walk up to the counter and say, "Can you turn the air on for me?" By law, they have to. So, you know, if they don't, then they're not doing it right. So, yep, there's my wife. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day, SoCal's wife.
Hey, boss.
Ninja.
Speaking of which, we're going on an hour and a half. And,
Yeah.
well, I should probably go watch a movie with my wife for Valentine's Day.
I think you should.
Yeah.
You know?
And if you guys want to send in your encounters to Cryptids Canada at Hotmail.
Yeah.
Or at Outlook.
If you want to come on the show and tell your story, go ahead and email me. But if you don't want to, you just want to write it out and just kind of submit it to somebody, send it to Cryptids Canada.
Sure. She really needs help, really.
Yeah.
So,
you know. Great channel too. Great channel. Go check it out. Subscribe. You know, hit those thumbs up. You know, great channel.
Yeah.
And, I'm glad Lewis worked out that whole collaboration with them. It's great. You know what I mean? Hopefully we'll get someone from Canada to come on here.
Yeah.
And we'll be officially international.
I was trying to go get that guy that does the researcher, I guess, that's in Canada. What was his name? He's always on Monster Quest. He's the researcher that goes out and does it for Monster Quest.
Oh,
I forgot his name.
He's like a site locator. He goes out.
He does around
for the show, and then does the site and stuff like that, and gets a good place for them to go.
He goes out and he does research on TV. Puts out clams on the dock. He'll go out in the wood and on the water, but to put his thermal out and see what comes to the clams, and he's actually researching on there.
Oh wow!
I've been trying to get him on there, but he's not responding to me. So I don't know how much he gets the internet out there. I don't know where he's at.
Yeah. Oh. Look, I mean, look at Canada. It's all forest.
Hey,
It's all forest, and then occasionally you'll see a circle with no forest, and that would be like Ontario, or
yeah,
a big. They've only got 3 or 4 big metropolitan places in the whole area.
yeah,
Yeah, really.
It's all forest. It's all woods.
yeah.
You know?
A lot of all the like a whole bunch of it. Yeah. My aunt lives there.
You
and
know,
my cousin. So
Yep.
yeah, it's pretty barren out there. Some places. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I
Christy.
am ready to call it. If y'all are ready to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm
Christy's
tired.
like ready. Good. Christy looks for tired.
Yeah.
You got
Christy
time to
needs
have it.
to. Lewis didn't get enough sleep last night because his dog is hogging the couch.
Man, I'm telling you. It's payback tonight.
It's payback, huh?
Yeah, Oscar.
All right, everybody. Thank you all for
Good
joining.
night.
Yeah, have a happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to
No,
everybody.
not you. You get this, man.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that okay? We're doing
yeah,
that.
yeah. XO, love y'all.
Love y'all. Have a happy Valentine's Day and many blessings. And thanks for
Yeah.
joining us.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, thanks for dealing with us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially
So happy
today.
Valentine's Day, everybody. Hope you all had a good one. And see y'all next week.
See
Any
you next
ideas for
week.
next week?